You know, one thing that's different in hybrid fishing or white bass fishing or striper fishing that's different from bass fishing. Bass fishing, you can really enjoy the art of presentation, casting your stumps or your structure, your brush piles or your treetops or whatever your structure is. And hybrid or white bass or striper fishing, you just seem to fish out in the open and fish creek ledges or ditches or something of that nature where you really don't, a lot of times, just open water out through a flat. Right here, all we're doing is just fishing kind of a little rocky, sandy type bank through a little cut, and because of the current and the bait, they just seem to be hanging in there. They don't really relate to any heavy structure like a bass would. So I think that catching stripers is a lot of fun. Catching white bass and hybrids is a lot of fun, but they're not very much fun to fish for if you're not catching them. Where bass fishing, you can enjoy fishing, or even crappie fishing or brim fishing, you can kind of watch your bobber. You can enjoy that kind of fishing even though you're not catching very many fish. But hybrid fishing or striper fishing or white bass fishing, at least for me anyway, I need to be catching them to be having a good time.
And that's just what we're about to have, a good time with Hank Parker catching white bass in Missouri. We'll also travel to the Arbuckle Mountains of Oklahoma to attempt the capture of one of nature's finest and most elusive mountain climbers. And speaking of climbers, we'll find out why Hank's up a tree in North Carolina.
Then you get your height, whatever you're comfortable with. Get your foot piece in place. You're comfortable.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at?
Hi, this is Hank. Sorry I missed your call. Leave me your name and your number and I'll get back to you.
He's gone fishing.
This is Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, featuring the first sportsman to win both the Bassmasters Classic and the title Bass Angler of the Year, Hank Parker.
Let me tell you what we're doing today. I got some deer stands here, 2 different kinds. I think it may be interesting for the viewers at home to see how we hunt out of a stand. First of all, I started out hunting off the ground. I had some real bad experience. I had some deer walk up on me, some does and things, and I really enjoy hunting out of a tree better. I think it gives you an advantage. Now this stand has a little safety catch on it that's neat too, and I'm gonna just turn it around here. Which is nice to have, that little safety feature, but it just has 2 wing bolts on either side. You kind of adjust the stand according to the size of the tree. I got several different holes here, and I can put it in whichever hole is necessary to make it fit on the tree properly. Now, however you get this board stationed is how the stand's going to be when you're on top of the tree. So right now I've got it adjusted too low. Your platform's actually too low. That looks better there. But the way this stand works is just simple leverage. When you put your weight on the seat, then you can pick up on your footboard, and that's the piece that I'm putting on first is my footboard. And when you put your weight on the footboard, then you can take your weight off of the seat and stand up. So you just set up, stand up, set up, stand up, set up, stand up, and you can climb all the way up the tree. Usually the first thing that I will do is try and select an area that I feel like is the right area for the deer, and then I'll find the right tree, a tree that has everything to offer for all practical purposes as far as being able to see the trail that I feel like the deer is going to travel, or if I'm hunting a scrape, and in many occasions I hunt scrapes. Scrape is simply where the deer has pawed the ground in rut And that's been by far the most productive style hunting for me. So what I do is I just go down through the woods scouting, and I'll find a scrape, and then I'll set my stand up positioned where I can see that scrape, where I figure will be upwind of the deer. And that's important too when you're setting up a stand such as this. I usually try and find an alternative area, one where I can watch a primary area and then have a secondary area in case the wind changes, where I can just turn around in the tree and all won't be lost. And when you get it put up, be sure and check it on the ground. Don't wait till you get 15, 20 foot up in the tree. Just check it. And all you do, make sure it's not gonna slide or fall on you. Get a good bite in your tree. And then it's very simple. You just pick up your feet, bring your knees to you. Get the right area. You have to select a tree that doesn't have an awful lot of limbs on it. Get your foot piece in place. You're comfortable. That's what makes it so nice. You are so comfortable, you can sit quiet. Now this stand is a stand that faces the tree. The only thing that handicaps you here is when a deer comes from this way. If you're right-handed as I am, it's very difficult to make a turn. That's the only thing about this stand that handicaps you. If they come behind you or come to your right, if you're right-handed, it's very difficult to make a turn. They come to your left, very easy, out in front of you. So position your primary area to be out in front of you, wherever you think that deer will come. Comfortable. The stand's very safe as well. You can fall asleep, you can do a lot of things, and you won't fall out of this stand. A two-piece stand, good quality, well-built, safe stand. Let's go see what's going on over at Arbuckle Wilderness.
When you get out this time, let's be real quiet. I'm closing these doors just in case they're around us. What we're trying to do today is we're trying to find 2 more mouflon rams that are in this big compound. And we want to move those out of here because we have a big herd of females and we don't want them breeding with those females. We want this magnificent ram that you saw earlier to take over as the herd ram. Now with a little luck today, and it is miserably cold, with a little luck, and if the snow will stand off, we can find at least one of those 2 rams somewhere in these hills, and we'll dart him, place a tranquilizer in him, bring him down off the hills, and move him into a compound with some new girlfriends.
Jerry, they may be over that next hill.
Yeah, Dan, they could be on Rocky Ridge. Let's go check Rocky Ridge.
Okay.
Next, we'll join Jerry Hagee in search of 2 magnificent mouflon rams. And still to come, white bass fishing with Hank in Missouri.
Boy, I tell you what, these little devils, they cut up. Use light spinning equipment. That's one thing.
Go for it with Ryobi. Tough, dependable reels for any kind of fishing. Ryobi. There's never been a better reason to go fishing.
Are you fishing trilene again? You bet. I always do. Oh, there he is. He's in a brush.
Most big-name professional tournament winners fish trilene. Trilene has a thin diameter, casts well, and is up to 20% stronger than other leading lines. You can really lean on mean trilene. Berkeley Trilene, America's extra strong premium monofilament.
It's hard to believe a line that thin can be so strong.
The revolutionary fish formulas are used by the world's best fishermen. Enough said?
At last, the ultimate in fish finding technology, Humminbird's LCR liquid crystal recorder, the depth sounder that bridges the gap between flashers and charts, combining the best features of both. Now the most advanced concepts in sonar are combined with state-of-the-art microcomputer innovations to bring boaters and fishermen more features and more fish-finding versatility than any other depth sounder on the market. LCR, the creation of a new generation from Humminbird.
You know, one of the popular parts of our show is when we check in with the wildlife over at Arbuckle Wilderness. Here's Jerry Hagee.
Hey, 4A1.
Go ahead.
He just took a shot, and whether he got it or not. I can see that he just made a shot off the top of that hill. I can't tell by the way he's walking whether
There's a deer they're running with off up here.
10-4, Jim. Dan just made a shot. You got him? All right.
Which way did they run?
We'll check in just a moment.
Okay, they're going back.
Okay, let's see if we can get to him.
Down the edge of that rock ridge.
Well, Dan, that's a mile from here where we're headed.
They can go across country where we have to follow these roads around.
Yeah. We can't handle this terrain on our feet. They might cut across right in here, Dan. This looks like a likely place right here. What do you think?
I think we're probably going to stop up on that pipeline, isn't they?
See if we can cut them off. We can't cut one, but we might be able to cut the second.
Yeah, we sure need to keep this.
Okay. Bail out and see if you can get him, Danny. Bail out, see if you can get him. Bail out.
Front or back?
Front. Too late. Jim, he's going up the pipeline right now towards on the fence line.
It took the better part of the day, but finally Jerry got the opportunity he was waiting for. The best chance yet to capture that ram.
Dan, he just went down. He's facing uphill southwest.
10-4.
We have the mouflon down now. They're waiting, and they're going to go pick him up with a couple of ropes if we can. We're going to slip right through these woods and try to get him. Let's go now. We'll keep our eyes open, see if we can spot him. It's rugged terrain through here. Dan moving in on him right now. We're facing right into the north wind, which will make it better for us to slip up on him. He can't wind us as easy. Wind's blowing about 20 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour. Jim's standing on the crest of this canyon, and we're looking right now at him. Here we go. Dan slipping up on him. Very, very carefully. This is a very critical time. As you've seen, even a tranquilized animal is not tranquilized completely out. Up! And he's gone. He's still feeling the drug, but for the safety of that animal, we better not shoot him again. There's a saying that goes about mouflon and only about mouflon. They say that when a human hair falls to the ground, that a deer can smell it, that a boar can hear it, and that the mouflon can see the human hair. And they can see us from here, and this is about as close as we can get if he's not tranquilized. And this is a typical instance of a pure mouflon evading capture one more time.
Coming up next, we'll join Hank on Truman Lake in Missouri, fishing for white bass.
I see a lot of activity. I've seen a lot of fish. It looks like moving in real shallow water. Maybe we can get to them in there in a minute. See if we can't stir up a little action.
There are 3 ways you can try moving closer to these fish.
with a gas outboard, with a noisy electric, or with a quiet Minn Kota electric. To a fisherman, the choice is black and white. Minn Kota, the quiet power that catches fish.
At Ranger, people are important. People like Garland Hurst and Randy Hopper that have helped build every boat. That kind of experience is hard to beat. Because we fish, we listen to our friends who own Ranger boats. Their ideas frequently are the best ones. Most of our boats are still being used, and we've been building them over 15 years. That Ranger quality goes into each boat we build, one boat at a time.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine will continue in a moment.
Go for it with Ryobi. Tough, dependable reels for any kind of fishing.
Ryobi. There's never been a better reason to go fishing.
Hey, Hotshot, you still using that skinny trilene line?
You bet, I always do. Fish Trilene, Berkeley Trilene, America's extra strong premium fishing line.
Earl, we're gonna have to stop fooling with those trilene, boy. Shut up and feel.
White bass. All right. Little white. Boy, I tell you what, these little devils, they cut up. Use light spinning equipment. That's one thing too, you know, you can come in here and use smaller tackle and lighter line, a little spinning gear, and they're a lot of fun to catch. Not big, but small white bass. Let him go. Usually where there's one, there's two, and where there's two, there's three. They school up. Hit pretty good sometimes. When you catch one, you should be able to throw back and catch another one. Boy, this wind's got this point so hard to fish. I was talking to some of the local fishermen around here that fish for these stripers and hybrids and whites on a daily basis. And they say if you don't have a 15-mile-an-hour wind at least, you can't even catch a fish. You can stay out here all day. Slick day, they don't even come out anymore. They've tried it so many days and just never have caught any fish, so they don't even try it anymore unless the wind's blowing. At least 15 miles an hour. Looks like a pretty good school of them may be in there on that point. Oh man, they really pull. This light line, because he's kind of foul hooked. That always makes it a little tougher. You get him in the side, you really think you got a big fish on. He was hooked more or less in the side. They seem to be a few whites on this point. Catch another one. Fish I caught seem to be holding right in there on that point. Some pretty deep water comes in here and just kind of pushes it up there on that little flat point. That's kind of where those fish were, just about right where the deep water runs in and makes the flat, or meets the flat, makes the point. There you go. Oh, I got my drag set loose. Got about 6-pound line on here. That seems to be a lot of fun. Soft rod. He's a small one. It's amazing how those little bitty fish can pull as hard as they pull. I didn't even have him foul hooked. I mean, that fish felt like a good fish, which he is a good fish. I was getting my needle nose Get him loose, he really got the hook in him. Boat traffic's gonna move in. Don't wanna hurt this little fella. Let him go back and grow a while. Those fish are right where that deeper water swings in there and makes that flat, right on that point. I think as that front blows out of here and the blue skies start to open up, the sun peeks through, I think the wind's picked up from about 15 up to about 25. It's really getting rough out here. It may make those fish a little bit more active though. If you can cast, you got to cast into the wind, that makes it really hard. That's where spinning tackle's a real advantage. You know, a lot of people exclusively use casting equipment. It's a real advantage in conditions to me, like we have here today, to use spinning tackle over casting equipment. You can throw into the wind so much better. And the way that wind's humming right now, it'd be tough to prevent a backlash with a casting reel. Tough to throw against that wind, but if you don't, if you bring your bait with the, there you go. If you bring your bait with the wind, don't seem like you, now that feels like a better fish. Don't seem like you can get the hits. These other boats have kind of pulled around here and got on us. They seem to be throwing with that wind and not getting any action. I keep throwing against the wind and catch a fish. White bass. Well, they are a lot of fun to catch. You can get, again, you can get light line and kind of a light action rod, and they really do pull. They're a lot of fun to catch. Can't believe if I could just make me a little trail here where I can get between these boats. You know, it's kind of accepted when you're fishing for white bass or stripers or hybrids to fish in a crowd. You know, it's just accepted. It's the way that they fish, and it's fine. Usually when you're catching white bass or hybrids or stripers, again, you're working on a school of fish in open water, and the boats really don't interfere with you that much, and that's just an accepted way of fishing. You get a school going, then everybody will kind of crowd in and work on that school, and then when they dissipate, maybe the next boat will go out and he'll find a school and you kind of join him. It's a trade-off. It kind of evens out. So, you know, it's a lot different from bass fishing, whereas you would find a school of fish up in the trees or in the back of a bay or a cove or something. You wouldn't have a lot of company back there. It'd kind of be unethical or unsportsmanlike to pull in on another guy. But that's not the way that it is when you're striper fishing or white bass fishing. Kind of work the school. You know, when you're fishing these flats like this where you got a channel that comes up and makes a flat, you got a variation of depth. You really need to select a bait that you can throw up in, say, 1 foot of water or 2 foot of water and fish back and fish in 7 or 8 foot of water. So you need a bait that you can fish up and down. This bait is a vibrating bait that you can fish real shallow, or you can let it down a little bit deeper. It's a very effective bait when you're fishing the channels and the flats in combination with one another.
To be perfectly honest, I can't tell you I catch fish every time I go fishing, and I can't tell you that every time I use fish formula, I catch them. But I can promise you, on the slow days, it definitely helps me catch bigger fish. I'll stake my reputation on it, and so will these other well-known fishermen.
Hey, let me tell you something. Fish formula works. Under all sets of situations, it'll help you increase your odds of catching big fish like this.
At last, the ultimate in fish finding technology, Hummingbird's LCR liquid crystal recorder, the depth sounder that bridges the gap between flashers and charts, combining the best features of both. Now the most advanced concepts in sonar are combined with state-of-the-art microcomputer innovations to bring boaters and fishermen more features and more fish-finding versatility than any other depth sounder on the market. LCR, the creation of a new generation from Humminbird.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, where each week Hank Parker, one of America's finest sportsmen, will take you on an entertaining journey into the great outdoors. Join Hank and his friends for some of the finest fishing this side of heaven, and meet some of the world's most amazing animals to boot. Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine. Now don't you go away. Hank will be right back.
There are 3 ways you can try moving closer to these fish. With a gas outboard, with a noisy electric, or with a quiet Minn Kota electric. To a fisherman, the choice is black and white. Minn Kota, the quiet power that catches fish.
You know, whether you're a tournament fisherman or a weekend angler, a good fishing partner makes all the difference. Now mine, she's a little better looking than most, but that beauty's a lot more than just skin deep. She's tough, and she's got what it takes to consistently give it her all. And she's there when I need her. Best of all, she's a Ranger.
Ranger boats. We still build them one at a time.
Hey, this is a beautiful little cove. We had a good time, and I think any time you're on a strange lake or on a lake for the first time in a long time, if you'll look for a lot of the things that we did today, you may find that it'll be favorable for you. Hey, thanks for being with me today. God bless you. I'm Hank Parker.
Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, sponsored by Fish Formula. We fool Mother Nature. Humminbird Depth Sounders. Minn Kota, quiet power catches fish. Ranger boats, we still build them one at a time. Ryobi, there's never been a better reason to go fishing. And by Trilene, extra strong.
If you've got a question or maybe a tip you'd like to share, drop Hank a line. Write Hank Parker's Outdoor Magazine, Denver, North Carolina, 28037.
The house needs painting, the grass needs mowing. Where's he at?
Hank, this is Tom. You told me to call you when they're biting. They're biting.
Gone fishing.